Pittsburgh property owners face higher taxes after the city council votes to exceed state revenue limits. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. The council made the decision in a 3-2 vote last night. KOAM's Ty Park sat down with the Pittsburgh city manager to learn more about the revenue neutral rate and why city leaders say their hands were tied.
City Council of Pittsburgh voted to exceed the revenue neutrality rate and bring in additional income on property tax.
Accepting the revenue neutral rate would have meant that we would have had to decrease the mills and keep the tax dollars the same. And so the commission voted to exceed the revenue neutral rate and thereby allowing us to keep our mills where they are and just take that growth to put into our budget so we can keep up with inflation.
The revenue neutral rate is a state law that requires city governments to adjust their tax mills so the amount of money collected stays the same each year. Pittsburgh City Manager Darren Hall tells KOAM the reason for it to be exceeded is because of the increase in costs.
About 3% over last year. I mean, we've gone through and calculated all the insurance, the raises, the cost of personnel, our benefits, electricity, all the utilities, the cost of goods. And so when you work all that into the formula, our costs have gone up about 3%.
Concerned citizens have already begun to ask questions. When I asked the city manager and commissioner to cut the over $74 million budget by the estimated $700,000 this tax increase would bring in, the city manager insisted that was an impossible task and tried to infer it would require cutting salaries. Darren Hall says that if the general fund were to be cut, it could result in closing a fire station.
Taxes aren't good. Nobody wants to pay any more tax than they have to. But I think the big takeaway for us is the local property tax that you pay in your community is going to be spent in your community.
In Pittsburgh, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Hall says the increase is there to keep up with the rising cost of providing services for the people of Pittsburgh.